Christina and you're watching Proud Bookline. And today I'm doing a special kind of video. So this video probably is going up like 3 weeks later, but today my Twitter feed was filled by #MeToo tweets. And if you do not know about the #MeToo, it's a hashtag that was created especially for women, but mainly to showcase us that have been sexually harassed and sexually assaulted, how many that are daily catcalled, that daily face these challenges that people, especially white men in leader positions, do not acknowledge. I was really moved by the hashtag, and I just wanted to do a quick recommendations video about sexual assault and harassment, because I do believe that it's a topic that is not talked about enough and not displayed in fiction enough either. But today I'm giving you recommendations based out of that. Since it's about the #MeToo, I'm putting a ginormous trigger warning for sexual assault and for sexual harassment, for rape as well. Let's start. First up, I actually have a non-fiction book, and it's called, if I believe correctly, the translation is In the Silence by Vicky Jaggers, else you can just search up for Vicky Jaggers. This is about a girl that was actually raped by her brother, and she ended up becoming pregnant with his child. I believe she was 12, and we get to follow her throughout this pregnancy and throughout her life, and it's just a very moving and touching story. And I think it's very important to realize and to acknowledge that a lot of those that are being sexually harassed, sexually assaulted and raped are actually being that by family members, because the majority of the perpetrators are not the scary man in the bushes. And I think it's really important that we learn that and that we talk about that. Next up, I have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. It's about Charlie, and he is surviving high school. I won't spoil it, but it does contain sexual assault and I believe rape. It's really important to read this book, and I think it's really important to talk about things that happen earlier in life and things that are happening currently in life, and how those things can manifest, and how people actually try to save themselves by not allowing themselves to remember. Yeah, I'm basically spoiling this book, but please read it if you have not yet, if you're able to. And it's a middle grade / YA book. Next up, I have What We Saw by Aaron Hartzler, and this is a YA contemporary, and it's not about the actual act. The main character is not put through any sexual assault. However, it's about how the society deals with another girl actually becoming raped, and those pictures of her being raped being posted online, or I believe it's actually a video in this case. And as we live in an online world, these are things that we have to speak about. We have to make out what is right and what is wrong. What can we share and what can we not share? And first of all, you should never ever post those things without the consent. And even if you get consent, I'm not sure you should post that on places like Twitter or Instagram. Pornhub, you go ahead. But please, we need to have these discussions, and we need to talk about it, because how people are treating rape victims, how people are treating the humans that are being sexually assaulted and harassed, that's not okay. We, as a society, have to do better. I don't care how you identify, if you're MB, if you're a male or a woman, you have to do your part. If you identify as a male, then you have a bigger role to play, because yes, it's girls that are being raped, but the perpetrators, they are male. It is males that are raping girls in the biggest majority. I'm not saying that males cannot be sexually assaulted, because they can, MBs too, and they are. We cannot invalidate these voices, but the majority are actually girls. And we can't hide that fact either. We have to try to keep this conversation civil, and we have to try to keep this conversation going, and we have to make sure that all experiences are valid, because they are. And we as a community has to do better in order to protect and in order to uplift every single voice. And we have to do better to prevent this from happening to another girl, another boy, another non-binary human. Then I have another non-fiction book, and that is A Stolen Life by J.C. DeGard. And this girl was actually kidnapped by a man, and I would recommend this together with an actual fictional book called An Untamed State by Roxane Gay. Both feature kidnapping. The one with Roxane Gay is about a Haitian woman, and she gets physically and sexually abused. She also develops an eating disorder, and we just get to see the whole ordeal very well, and it feels raw and it feels authentic. But if you want the authentic story of somebody being kidnapped, you could absolutely read A Stolen Life by Yacy Ducard, and this book clearly shows just how much the society fails to humans that are being sexually harassed, assaulted, and raped. Because this man had a police officer visiting him while he had Yacy in a shed, where he raped her, and where he raped her so many times and so often that she eventually carried 2 children, 2 daughters. So yeah, it's an emotional read. And Yacy, despite being a child when she's abducted, despite being drugged, despite everything that she goes through, she somehow carries an optimistic life view, and I'm just very, very impressed, and I'm very grateful that Yacy has chosen to share her story with us so that we are able to learn. And lastly, I have The Princess Saved Herself, and this one, this is a poetry collection, so if you're not into the longer books or longer works of text, like the non-fiction books that I've recommended or the fiction book, I would highly recommend this one. This has a lot of other trigger warnings, but it actually has a trigger warning page, so you could read those before delving into it. It's by Amanda Lovelace, and her poems are just very on point, and they will make you emotional, probably. At least they made me emotional. It's just very beautifully written, and I think that it creates such a new depth, and it gives you a new perspective. And Amanda is just able to put things into these beautiful all lines of words that absolutely describe what you perhaps are feeling, or have felt, or believe that somebody else is feeling. Now, there are so many more books that deal with this topic. I read a lot more books, and I'm hoping to do a longer video about this topic, but until then, please know that even if you have not gone through it, although I'm actually very hesitant to say, because I believe that the majority of you, especially as I know that a lot of my viewers identify as female or non-binary, you probably have been catcalled, you probably have gotten sexual comments, and at least 1 out of 6 of every American woman has been sexually assaulted. And I just want to say that I'm so sorry that our society is what it is. I am so sorry that we as a society has not done better. I also want you to know that no matter if people seem to objectively have had it worse, your story is valid, your experience is valid, and I just really want you to know that I love you, and you are absolutely amazing and so beautiful inside out. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to me, and have a great day /night /whatever part it is for you. Bye!